Hey, what's up everybody? So I am going to follow the Bush League Legends flight plan. They're currently flying around the world and I think they're on day 27 or 28, but I have done none of those, so I'm going to catch up. And they started by repositioning their aircraft from their home fields to the first flight airport. And so that is what I'm going to start doing as well. So I'm flying from Renton, Washington, which is my home field. And I'm going to start, I'm just going to do a 1-hour flight tonight, the first 100 nautical miles. And hopefully the intent is to catch up with them and fly along, but I've got a ways to go. So let's get going. Pull up a little map just in case. Let's see, we're going to KRNT to KEPP. So I'll punch that in. I'm actually not sure what altitude clearance I need for this, but hey, maybe we'll just wing it. We're bush flying, right? Right. New flight plan. KRNT, KEPP. That's not that one. Obviously did not take my route description. There we go. Create flight plan. So, leg safe altitude 9,000 feet. Alright, so we'll have to climb out a bit. I'm going to adjust time because this is not what I wanted. I said 11 o'clock. So, I think 11 o'clock. Weather is still kind of crappy, but it's okay. That'll make it a little exciting. Alright, we'll go parking brake off. Flaps are down. Let's check fuel. Fuel is good. Alright, let's get going. Airspeed is live. Oh, fuel pump is on. You know what? Let's just do that during takeoff. Why not? Go ahead and start the turn now. Flaps in. Confirmed. Alright, we're starting to pick up the magenta line already. So we need to go all the way to 9,000 feet, so I will just let it climb out. Can actually come down here. Oh, I did not mean to do that brightness, but hey, that kind of worked. Go to nav mode. Picking up the magenta line, awesome. So this is the Bush League Legends mod for the extra Cub. So I'm flying this. It has the auxiliary tank. If we go in here, you can see it's not full, but it's got the auxiliary tank. That's going to come in handy since we're flying around the world eventually, and we'll need to do some water crossings for sure, but right now not needed, so I'm going to leave it empty. We're at 1,500 feet per second, or per second, yeah right, 1,500 feet a minute. So we should get up to our cruising altitude of 9,000 feet pretty quick. So I'm just going to let it keep climbing out. You can actually go ahead and pre-select that. So we'll set 9,000 feet for our autopilot. And we'll have to see if we grab that when we get there. Set our altimeter. Right now the weather is looking pretty crappy. Hopefully we climb out of the clouds, otherwise it's going to be a very boring stream. You're going to get 1 hour of gray and watching the instruments, which is not that exciting, admittedly. We are, so I'm watching Little Nav Map, we are climbing out pretty damn fast, so there's our top of climb. It was estimating 37 nautical miles into the top of climb, but no, we are just going at it. 1,300 feet per minute. Let's go for it. Let's see what we've got going for weather, or for wind. 17 knot crosswind, 6 knot tailwind. So you can see we are pointed, autopilot is pointing us a bit to the right of the intended course, and that's just to compensate for that crazy 17 knot crosswind. Everything else is pretty good. RPMs are slightly high, just flashing yellow, that's okay. Keep going. 4 degrees Celsius outside. Zoom out a little bit. Weather is looking crappy, but we will keep going for it. Climbing through 5,800 feet. So we should level off right at 9,000, which is our safe altitude. And we're just going right into Ephrata, if that's even how you pronounce that. So my goal, personal goal, is to make a little bit of progress on this route every day this year. And admittedly, it is getting pretty late in the day for me, 8:30 p.m. local on January 1st, but I figure, you know what, I'm going to log in and go for an hour, so here we go. Let's see. So watch on, we can at least watch on synthetic vision here. Why it's not zooming out. Really weird. There we go. That's funky. I do need to remember to switch fuel tanks. Now what are we on? Left. Plenty of fuel, plenty of fuel. So still boring as hell climbing out through all this gray. We'll see where we level off, but the weather might just be crap all the way. 800 feet left. Let's see if we catch on the 9,000 foot autopilot setting. Otherwise we'll have to kind of manually fly it in a little bit. Now we're getting 22 knot crosswind and a 25 knot tailwind. So this flight may be a little shorter than expected. All right, let's see. We're gonna catch this 9,000 or what? Climb rate's coming down slightly, but we are blowing right past it. Weird. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and hit hold mode to force it. It's 9,200. Take it back down to 9,000. You can do vertical speed. Just pop it down 200 feet per minute just to get back down. Good evening, gray-haired granny. So I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream, but I was explaining that I am going to fly with this group here, Bush League Legends, and they are currently flying around the world in this aircraft, which is a extra Cub. And so they're flying around the world. Oh, there you can see bushleaguelegends.com right there. So they're flying around the world in one of these, and they are on day 28 of flying around, and I am just catching up to them. So they all started from the first flight airport, which sadly, I don't even know which state that's in. Let's pull that up. First flight, Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. So I am currently on my way over to the first flight airport in North Carolina. I'm going to fly a little bit every day, but I took off from Renton and I am headed just for an hour today to a dirt airstrip, part of the way there. So these guys started by flying from their home airports, so I'm doing the same thing. Now that we're leveled off, actually, I'm gonna get a little bit more into cruise mode as well. 70% throttle. We'll chill the RPMs out a little bit. There we go. Mixture burning 6.4 gallons per hour. That's good. So we'll see what that does to our speed, but we do have quite the tailwind right now. So anyway, these guys fly Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm trying to catch up to them, but it's going to take maybe a month. So I'm going to try and fly a little bit every day this month to catch up with them and see where we're at. So how is your evening going? How's the weather down there? Also, let me know how the audio is. I don't know if my voice is making it over the music or not. Yeah. So sadly, not too exciting outside. My co-pilot sneaking in for a kiss and running away. Oh well. Uh-oh. Starting to, let's see, are we iced up or are we just having issues with all the wind? Let's see. No ice. It's just windy as heck, so see if we can keep the autopilot going. I'll turn autopilot back on, see if it wants to cooperate. This aircraft is only supposed to fly in up to a 13 knot crosswind, and we were at that point up to like 22, so 60 degrees, that's good. That is good. Yeah, we are, let's see, we're at 46 degrees outside right now. In a real life, and in the sim, we are at -1. So actually being at -1 and in all of these clouds is a very not good thing. If I were not in a simulator and actually flying this, I would probably be looking for somewhere to land right now, because that is classic recipe for icing. We can turn our landing lights off. So far so good though on no icing, but that could change and then life could get very exciting. So with this tailwind, 20 knot tailwind, it's saying estimated time of en route is 37 minutes, and I've only been flying for maybe 10. So that would be a dramatically quicker arrival than expected, but that's okay. That is okay. We'll just keep charging. Right now, since there is nothing exciting to see outside, I guess we'll watch the synthetic vision. So gallons per hour, 6.4, that's pretty good. It's about as optimum as you can cruise this thing. 91 knots. Check our fuel, since we do have to manually switch back and forth, so we haven't really burned that much from that tank yet. This tank is full and just waiting. So it's a trip to me, all these advancements in flight, and still on some aircraft, the way you see how much gas you have is you look up at this tube. It runs from the top of the tank to the bottom, and see where it's lining up. So that's kind of crazy to me. And this music station is Surprise Me, so we'll see what we get. I couldn't decide what to listen to, so just put on Surprise Me. Doing year-end paperwork. Yeah, you know, I had, you know, that budgeting software I use, YNAB, I had planned today, and maybe I still will, to go in and make sure that I was up to date in terms of the end of the year. Just see where we were with everything up to the end of the year, and then go from there. So we'll see. It's tempting. I also need to plug in the red car. Switching fuel tanks in the XCub. So I know the guy, I have not flown it a ton yet. The guys that flew it in the Cannonball Run had a 10-minute timer, and they were going every 10 minutes. So the differential, the maximum fuel imbalance is 5 gallons. I'm cruising right now at about 6.4 gallons per hour. So you could probably get away with like every 45 minutes, or maybe even longer. But I know the guys in the Cannonball Run were doing every 10 minutes. So, how you doing, Iman? I originally thought about doing this trip in the, or another around the world trip I had planned in the Ultra Shock, or the Shock Ultra, but since I'm doing this Bush League Legends stuff, I figured I'd do the XCub, do their XCub. So this is their adaptation of this aircraft that they've customized a little bit and added the ox tank. So it's got this other tank for water crossings. So Bush League Legends is a group, actually let me pull it up. I think it's just bushleaguelegends.com, yeah. So if I go to their home site. So they are doing something they're calling the Journey, and they're going around the world. They are currently on day 27, so they're doing it, I'm trying to remember if it's every Tuesday, Thursday. They're doing it two streams a week, and they're flying around the world in these XCubs. Basically, if you go there and you go to the add-ons, they made this thing called the XCub Performance Plus, and they're sponsored by what is it, Cub Crafters? I forget the name of the official manufacturer, but they're sponsored by the manufacturer for the XCub. Yeah, Cub Crafters, there it is. And they're trying to make it as true to life as they can. So they're going into, they like scour all of the pilot forums and all of the different forums to make this as realistic as possible. They're also doing some work on the Garmin GX or G3X system. So for example, I'm running that, and this weather overlay that you see is part of that mod. So they're basically going around the world, and they started, and it's a lot of little bush airports, which they have mods for as well. But they're starting out of the First Flight Airport in North Carolina. And the way they started it was they all flew. It's four people that are doing it, and then whoever wants to join them on stream. But the way they started it was they all flew from their home airport. So I'm actually flying from my home airport, Renton, Washington, all the way across to North Carolina to start there and get caught up with them. And right now, tonight, I'm just doing a 1 hour flight. Looks like I got 39 minutes left. But doing a 1 hour flight just to start. So I challenged myself to try and fly every day in January and just get a little closer to them. So they are going to keep going around the world, and they've actually, go look. They publish all their routes, but basically they started at First Flight Airport, and then they're going to all these different little airports week by week, and crossing the Atlantic, going through Iceland, I think, and eventually going around the world. So I'm trying to catch up to them so that I can fly with them live. Just Ken, who you might remember from the Cannonball Run, he was pretty active on the Discord channel. He's flying as well. So we've both actually already done day one. I did day one yesterday, but he and I got to talking about it. Number one, I didn't stream it, so I don't have anything I could post to YouTube or remember from it. So I thought, I'll start again and stream it. And then today, when he and I were talking about it, I thought, you know what, all those guys flew from their home airport, so I'm going to do the same thing. So it's going to take me a couple days, I think, to get across the US. I could do it Cannonball Run style and just try and do it all in one go, but let's see how we're doing on terrain. We're doing okay. But yeah, figured I would break it up a little bit, try and do a little bit every day. So here we are. I wish the weather wasn't so crappy. I would have loved to have flown through Snoqualmie Pass and follow Interstate 90, but it's just crappy out there. So I set my time when I took off to 11 a.m., but I did set it for live weather, so I'm getting the nastiness that we're seeing right now. So it's funny, it feels like, what's our ground speed, 97. So we're still getting a little bit of a tailwind. So we're just cruising along. So happy New Year. I hope 2021 is better for everybody than 2020 was. And if your 2020 was decent, halfway decent, I hope 2021 kicks even more butt for you. So let's see. So we're still doing okay. Still says 23 there. Haven't used anything from the right side. The other really interesting thing that these guys are doing, the Bush League Legends, is they're taking the fuel very seriously. So basically, when they land at each of their airports, they're going to all these different bush airports that might not have fuel. And so they're actually, when they stop for the day, they're actually recording exactly where they're at in terms of fuel. And when they start up the next time, they go exactly back to that level of fuel. So they are only making fuel stops as needed in places that realistically have fuel there. So you'll see, once you see some of these airports, like the day one ends up at KV08. which I didn't even know was an actual place. But, oh wait, no, it's not KB, it's KW. Okay, no, now I'm crazy. Let's go see where it is instead of guessing. It's an island airport. Okay, oh man, I had it totally wrong. WV08. Okay. WV08. There we go, island airport. So this place, this is, I don't know if I'll be able to show you this, but this legit is, that's a pretty crappy picture. It works a little bit, but it's just this grass airstrip on an island in the middle of a river. So like there's no fuel there. I don't even know, I guess people fly in and like have picnics, I don't know. But it's all these little tiny airports that they have mapped out that they're going to. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll see. Ask me in like 15 days or a month if I still think this level of realism is good. It could be a big mistake. So this is really weird, like this, I feel like the estimated time en route is not going down at all, but the distance does seem to be shrinking. I think I've lost all my tailwind, now have a 0 knot headwind, so maybe that's what's going on. So this says top descent should be 31 nautical miles out. Not sure what they actually plan for the descent in terms of feet per minute. I guess I should look up this airport, KEPP. I only picked it because it looked like it was on the way, and that is definitely not El Paso, maybe airstrip. No. World of Warcraft, it's funny. I don't know, man, I hope it's a real airport. It was in the game, so we'll see. 1,500 feet. Oh, elevation 1,500 feet. Yeah, could be sketchy. My first day 0 could be a lot of regret here. We'll see. So still, sadly, flying with the Xbox One controller, but I do have some pedals coming that are on order. And I did order a Honeycomb Alpha yoke and a Honeycomb Bravo throttle. So we'll see how long those take to show up. Supposed to ship in February, and we'll see then. So let's see. Well, they're still pretty crappy. Our estimated time en route is finally going down. That peak up there definitely looks like one of the ones we'll have fun passing. Let's see, RPMs are at 2080. Let's see if we can get anything from the mixture. Not really. Ooh, that dropped us to 6 gallons per minute. No change in RPMs. Alright, that dumped our RPMs a little bit. So we'll go with 40. Makes me a little nervous, but as long as the engine keeps running, I guess I don't care. 70% on throttle and that. Let's not forget to check on our fuel. So I think I will let this, I think I'll use the left tank until we get to about 20 gallons and then switch over to the right. The pedals, so I ordered the Logitech pedals. Originally I was going to get the Logitech pedals, yoke and throttle, and I just happened to look at the Logitech site. I think it was maybe even the day of the Cannonball Run, or right around there, but they had them in stock, so I picked those up. And then the honeycombs I didn't even know about, but there's another streamer that I watch, Sky Command, and he has the honeycomb Alpha and Bravo set up, so I googled those once I saw that, and that was like a whole new world of hardware. So hopefully they will all fit on my desk. We'll see. But I like that the Bravo throttle quadrant has like the autopilot controller in it, and some of the other switches and stuff. So eventually I'd really like to get one of those Garmin setups where you can have the Garmin avionics on your desk, mainly because I just hate trying to zoom in and fiddle with these knobs with the mouse. That really screws me up. So I would totally purchase some of those just to be able to have the hard knob to grab onto and turn. Let's see. Everything is going okay. Outside just for fun, something you can't do when you're actually flying. It's just crappy everywhere. Lots of folks out flying though behind me. Yes. Yeah, I have a 3090 and this is what it gets to do. Let's see, how many frames per second am I getting? 37 frames per second in all of this gunk. That's just sad. That's just sad. I'm really looking forward to later this year when this comes out for Xbox and they enable DLSS and DirectX or DirectX 12, whatever, all that stuff. I think the game is going to run way better. I do feel a little bit like we're in an extended beta for this right now, but it's still really fun to play, so I'm okay with it. Yeah, right now it's not a lot to look at. Hey, there's the Cub Crafters logo. The throttles for the back seat are just a trip for me. It'd be funny if you could open the windows. Oh, so speaking of realism, like you were talking about earlier. So if you go look at the weight and balance, it has 200 for the pilot, which was the default. Also happens to be about what I weigh, so I just left it. But the baggage, 104 pounds. So if you go on the Bush League Legends website, they actually explain how they came up with the 104 pounds of baggage. So there's like a survival suit for if you had to go down in the water, GPS, like food, water, tent, like all these things that they actually weighed and added up, and that's how they came up with that 104 pounds. So, you know, when you're talking about realism, that's the crazy level that these guys are going for. And they do offer two versions of the XCub. There's 180 horsepower and a 215 horsepower, and I went with the 215 because when you have that extra fuel tank, that really helps out a lot. And those are options from the builder, so it's all legit. So see, I think pink is worse than red in this case, so our wind has died down. We're starting to pick up a little bit of a tailwind again. Got topo and weather on. Fuel pump is off. Still going pretty good. So another, I don't know how long I've been flying, 30 minutes. So I might actually make it all the way to see 26 left. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this now. On the right fuel tank, so we'll start burning from this side for the rest of the flight. That should probably balance it out. And then I just have to remember when I stop to actually record where I'm at with the fuel. Still 2080 RPM, still 38. One of the things I'm really looking forward to getting the Bravo throttles is having some fine control. I guess if I could just click and move it, I can get better control. But all my throttle is either with the keyboard or hitting buttons on the Xbox controller. It'd be nice to just be able to reach down and feel where it's at. Still 100 knots ground speed, not too bad. Beam my Giant 46 up at 31,000 feet. These guys are sailing. I did turn all of my air traffic control off for the Oh, apparently I don't have it turned up, so I can't hear it. That's hilarious. I don't hear them talking to me because I think I have it turned off. Well, there we go. Interesting. I'll have to fix that for the next time too. Do some air traffic control. Is this my airport or is this something else? No. It feels weird to have click and drag. I've seen videos of people actually flying the XCub with this system in it, and they're actually reaching up and touching the screen, which just seems weird. I'm used to the G1000, which is not touchscreen and has big labels on it that says do not touch screens. But so we could actually start to come down and see if we can get under. This ground is at 3,300. Just for the heck of it, because hey, maybe there's something exciting down there. Let's descend to 4,000. See if we can actually get out of the clouds. So we'll go vertical speed. And descend too fast, but maybe we can try 500 feet per minute. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I had it turned off. I had asked CD, because technically, so he had those rules in there that said basically you had to fly on hard level for a couple, like 3 of the settings, and one of those, when you set it to hard, it turns your air traffic control on, and it turns this AI, the managed radio comms, off. So you would have had to been hitting 1 every time and like responding to the air traffic control stuff. And so I think I reached out to him on the Discord and said, hey, can we turn that AI comms on? And he actually said, like, I don't care, you can turn air traffic control off altogether. But yeah, I should actually hit B now. Yeah, so that was significantly different. But yeah, I've done that before too, where you just have that set way off. And I think the other one is you hit D for the magnetic declination, or whatever the heck you call that. Basically setting your compass for your location. Yeah, the nighttime, I'm glad I went, for the Cannonball Run, I'm glad I went down the Albuquerque route and then kind of through the valley there, following Interstate 10, past Palm Springs and Joshua Tree, and then down in. It's kind of crazy. I thought I would not play after that for like a week. And I found myself jumping on the next day and just like flying around. I think when I went to fly and see you and just went flying around seeing other people, it's hard to turn it off. There's a nice airport to divert to if we needed it, but we'll just keep cruising. 8S2. Now curiosity's got me. Kashmir, Dryden. It's like a little grass place in the middle of nowhere. Oh, maybe it's asphalt. She could make these pictures bigger without zooming in. It's cool. Open to the public, no tower. See anything yet? Not yet. Although we're just barely descending through 7,500. Pull up a little nav map just in case. Coming down. Oh, I remember. So we've driven through here before. No, that's US2. We were more north. But you get to a certain point in here in eastern Washington, and it's all just farmland. You got it, man. Hope you have a good night. I'll catch you next time. Flight, yeah, you can actually. So I haven't tried that yet either. I think actually if you go to flight plan, there is a way to export. There we go. Here you go. Export flight plan as Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 plan. So yeah, if you click that, it'll actually output a PLN file. And then I think from the flight planning window, you can just pull that right in. So yeah, when I've been out here before, this whole eastern part of Washington is all farmland. So we'll see if we can get down low enough. Oh, the other cool thing, so if you're interested in that Bush League Legends and you join their Discord, they have a flight plan file for each day, except the first day. So the first day, basically you just fly direct from that first flight airport to WV08, and then after that, they basically have the flight plan that hops you between a bunch of different airports. So unless they're waiting for somebody to catch up or they're doing refueling, they're basically doing touch and goes at all those little airports. So that's what I'll be doing as well. Still nothing. Let's see, let's cheat and look outside. Oh, I can see some ground on snow. The other trip out about this airplane is how it's got a glass roof. That's weird to me. Oh, I'm starting to see the mountains down there, so that's cool. Alright, let's take a quick peek at fuel. That really hasn't moved. This should not be moving anymore. What time is it? Just after 9:10. See, I'm getting into that mode where it's like, ooh, I could push to the next airport, but gotta just stick to my original plan. You have to do a little bit of work tomorrow, but after work, sometime in the afternoon, I think I'll sneak on here and see if I can churn out another couple hundred miles, get a little bit closer. We got altitude-wise 5,600, so I can start to see the ground over here. Oh, there we go. Flying, I think that's the Columbia River. Let's see, I don't know if Little Map will actually say. Yeah, it's Columbia. Now we're getting into farm country. So we are 22 miles out. So we will go ahead and let our descent stop at the 4,000 feet. And then we'll catch up with the glide slope again. This airport is not going to have an approach, so we will not be able to program that into the GPS, but we're getting closer. Hopefully we'll at least be able to see. I don't know, I called this day 0, so I guess each time I'll have to do the day 0 plus 1 or something until we get to the actual day 1. Looks like a little bit of snow out there. Makes me tempted to actually drive out to eastern Washington, go play in the snow. Now, let's see, it probably should fix my mixture since we've been coming down. Looks like 56 will still work. Coming down another 300 feet. 9 minutes, so I have a bad feeling this airport is just going to pop out of the clouds here. Once we're maybe 7 miles out or so, we can get ourselves slowed down. Looking pretty crappy out there. You can see a road or something. More snow. Let's see what's going on with our fuel. All good. We're 8 minutes out. Let's see, 7.4 gallons an hour. So just out of curiosity. So let's guess and say that's 22 gallons in the left. Still more than 23 in the right. Let's cheat and look and see how close I was. Oof. Low on the left, actually low on both. So really about 43 maybe, I guess 45, that's okay. But 7.4. So we've got about 6 hours of endurance with no reserve, so figure 5 hours of endurance. So that's pretty good. Could go another 500 nautical miles. What's our ground speed? 112, so another 550. It's not too bad. Where the heck am I going to land? Well, I'm going to land at a dirt airstrip that is 12 nautical miles away. It's only 1,500 feet long. I may have to fly past it once or twice to figure out where it is. But yeah. We're now getting the call outs for 500 feet because I am going right over this. We're definitely coming in low. But I guess this is what bush flying is all about. Allegedly. So we have 11 nautical miles left. 5 minutes, 45 seconds before we land. Let's see. It's funny, I almost never hear music. I'm using pretzel. So here's my little pretzel player. I almost never hear songs with lyrics, but there we are. All right, 5 minutes. don't think there's any approaches. Let's see. No, no approaches for this airport, as you would expect. It's tiny. So yeah, we definitely might have to, you like this time of day better? Yeah, I set the time of day to, I think, 11 a.m. when I left. Definitely nice to be able to see. And it's nice not to be finishing at 1 in the morning. Alright, allegedly 4 minutes to go. Let's see. I think we're definitely going to have to overfly this and get our bearings. Let's see. Let's see, just so we're set, we're at a heading of 73. So, you know, worst possible case, we do just keep it pointed east and keep going to try and find another airport, but we'll see. One thing I haven't decided is what do I do if I crash ever, so I guess we'll have to figure that out. But let's just not crash for now. If we can agree to do that, we'll just have a good landing. Ooh, look at that. You can actually see the ground. Wouldn't that be nice if the airport was like that? Alright, well, the airport is coming up. 2 minutes and 30 seconds away. Start over in Renton, perhaps. Perhaps. At least this time it's only it's only been an hour flight. How long have I? Yeah, I've been in flight about an hour. I did not, during the cannonball run, I did no touch and goes, and I just went for it. So I was really worried coming into LAX. If I had had a crash to desktop, I don't know what I would have done. Curled up in a ball, I guess, and cried it out. Yeah, it definitely worked. Definitely worked. I think I got lucky just restarting every fuel stop. Man, this is looking pretty sketchy. So, go ahead and go RPMs back up to 100%. So we have power if we need it, but we'll start to cut throttle a little bit. Also reaching up the mixture. And then back off on the throttle here and see. I cannot see anything, including the ground. So, were I doing this in real life, this would be a good time to find another airport, but heck, we'll see what we can do. Oh, we can't even cheat and go in third person? That is just sad. That is just sad. Oh my goodness. Are we seriously going to get a clearing? Please, please, weather gods. So it should be right under us, about. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, okay, not quite yet. Weird. Alright, well, let's go off autopilot for now. And winds are pretty calm, so there's no real preferred way to land. But we can use our synthetic vision here and start to descend. And then it looks like there's airport at our runway 20. So we'll go this way a little bit and then turn back around and see if we can find 20. And I think it said, I should have checked a little more carefully, but I'm pretty sure it said the airport is at 1,500 feet. Oh, there we go. There's our 500 call out. Oh, I see trees. Let's not hit those. Ooh, exciting. It is definitely soupy. Put some flaps out. It's like chill video game music. This is hilarious. Alright, this is, if we cross this in the right place, this is going to be a very short final. 59. Alright, I think we need more flaps and more flaps. Definitely feeling for the airport here. Oh, we need some power. Just right in the stall. Come on, bush plane. Alright, the airstrip should be here somewhere. And can you imagine doing this in real life? Holy crap. I am not seeing it. Not seeing it at all. Seeing it at all. Let's try this real quick. Well, it should be here somewhere. Otherwise, we are continuing on our journey and getting out of this suit. Ooh. It says we're right around it. Maybe it's that thing? Maybe it's right here. That looks like it could be a runway. I just don't see anything that would make it look like a runway. It's pretty funny. In real life, I'd be like, don't worry about it. We'll find the airport eventually. You know, some bush pilots would be doing this in real life and just freaking loving it. So see. It is supposed to be like right here. I think it might be this thing. Just doesn't look very runway-ish to me. It is dirt. It is all dirt, so. Although this is a bush plane, so we can definitely put it down anywhere-ish. Alright, let's zoom in. That's out. Alright, well, we'll try one more time, and I will just put it down where I think that area is. This is definitely an exciting start to this trip. Yeah, this has got to be it. This has got to be it. That looks enough like an airstrip to me. So we had to fly over it a bunch of times, but yeah, Woo was right, man. Oof. Scooch you off the runway here. And we'll figure out where we're at in terms of fuel. Alright, let's set parking brake and look. So, I'm actually going to write this down so I don't forget. Left 20.24, right 21.16. Alright. Well, yes, thanks Iman. Thanks, Gray-Haired Granny. Thank you guys for bearing with me. And I think I will call that good. Shut all our lights off. Shut it down, and there we go. Yeah, thank you for joining. And I will, like I said, I will, my goal is to do this once a day, just little by little, until I catch up with these guys. So we'll see if I can do that, but thanks for jumping in, and I will see you guys next time you have the chance and next time I'm on, so appreciate it. Hope everybody has a good 2021, good rest of the night, and I will talk to you next time. See ya.